Grand Rising, conscious breathers, and infinite beings alike. Low lids. Monica's in the house. There we go. Gonna wait till our very special guest gets on here. Send me a request, Monica, and then we can get started. Lash. Hello, Lash. Hope everything is well with you. All right, Monica, I sent you a request. Don't worry, I got you. You just have to accept it now. It should pop up on your end.
All
There
right.
she is. Hello, sister.
Devon,
Yes.
you know what's funny, Devon?
Mm-hmm.
My husband used to tell me, Monica, you are the last airbender. You are really the last airbender. And when I looked at you on Instagram, I thought, my brother, we are family.
Hello, sister. Yes.
Hello, brother.
Yeah, no such thing as coincidences. No such thing.
Right? Yes.
Yeah, and
I really
apparently
felt
we have some mutual friends. We know I have Adam out here, and
yes.
Adam and what's her name? Oh. Yeah, but we have some mutual friends out here. I think I know who you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so beautiful. Beautiful how we find a way to reconnect, as souls. I'm sure we have been together in other lives. And anyways, we are all one. So
Indeed. So where are you calling from?
I am in Europe, in Central Europe. It's
Beautiful.
already getting cold here. Very, autumn, winter is saying, hello, we are coming for you.
Yeah, this will be my first winter in a warmer place in a long time.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's so beautiful. Can we
Yeah.
change?
You're more than welcome to just come over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of friends, now they have an excuse to, go into the warm weather and come visit.
Right, yes. I cannot wait to be able to teleport. Yeah, working
So-
on that.
So the main topic here is Urine therapy, and you've had more experience than I have, but I'll go into how I got started. Years ago, I tried getting off cheese. Cheese was like the last thing for me to get off of, and I was into reading ancient scriptures and stuff of that nature, and then I came across Shivambu. Even before going on YouTube or anything, I literally would read, different types of scriptures, and Shivambu came up, how the Christ himself did it, and Buddha himself did it, and so many other big entities in the quote-unquote spiritual community has done it. And my first taste was actually aged, and I aged it for like 3 weeks, almost a month, and then I finally drank it after. There was one point where because at the point I was really addicted to Domino's pizza. Cheese. Yeah. It would be so bad that I would literally creep downstairs in the night while my parents are asleep and order Domino's and be outside at the door waiting for the delivery man. That's how bad it was. And it just hit me at a certain point, and man, I really have to stop. And I drank the UT, and then a bunch of parasites came out after 3 weeks of age, and that was like my aha moment of just flushing everything out. And then I started drinking more juices, and then I just went completely vegan, and that really helped me just I guess it was really a gateway to just help me transition to lighter and lighter diets. I don't
Yeah.
even like saying diets, more lighter lifestyles, or livets, as we Jamaicans would say. Livets.
Live it.
Livets,
Yeah.
or ito, or ito,
Uh-huh.
or livets. And even before, my Sifu, who got me into breath work, he had me fast on liquids for 2 weeks, even before our first breathwork session. And I even asked him about UT, and he said, "Oh yeah, that's a powerful practice," because he's also a bigu master, and
Wow.
yeah, bigu, and he himself, yes, I do it too. And then we had a nice conversation about that, and it's a real powerful way of just cultivating chi and understanding the flow of blood energy itself, and that really helped me just transition into liquids, mostly liquids. And then I was 80% liquids for two long years, and then I went 100%. It's been a year and a half now, or even more than that.
Wow. Great. Amazing. Oh my God. What a
Yeah,
wonderful story.
yeah. But UT has definitely been a powerful medicine in terms of just aiding me, uh, going liquids, and the breath work included just amplifies everything.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? Wow, Devon. I hear so many people telling the exact same experience, and it has been also mine. I totally resonate with what you say, that even after the first time drinking aged urine, because the fresh is really great, but the aged is like so powerful. Nothing compares to that. It's
Nothing
really,
compares.
if you want to have a quantum leap, a jump, like really, then you go for the age stuff. It's
Yeah, I
really
don't I don't even drink fresh anymore. It's complete only aged.
wow. Wow. That's amazing. You know what shamans in Bolivia say? That the fresh is useless. The
Oh
age is
wow.
what you need. Because in
uh,
comparison, no, they say, oh, fresh, no, it's useless. The medicine, true medicine, is the aged one.
this is Bolivia.
Yes, in Bolivia and in
Ah,
Peru. I come from Bolivia,
mm.
and it's very still kept. This ancient practice is still kept in the indigenous people in Bolivia, in the Altiplano,
Yeah, I've
with
actually
Peru.
heard of the Altiplano. Yes. See.
Yes, and so you hear amazing stories from them. And I remember when I was a kid, and we had indigenous people living with us in our house, that they were taking care of some house chores, and they were living with us like they were part of the family. And they used to collect their aged urine and age it in even any container. And I found that they stored it in the shower or in their bathrooms, and they used to every day put it in their hairs and bathe with it. And they had the most amazing hair, never aged, like this long black thick hair that was
Mm.
always all the indigenous. It's amazing, they don't have white hair, and this
Mm.
is their secret. And it's really something very precious. Another indigenous that I also was working with me when I had my atelier in Bolivia. I was doing fashion designs collections, and he was one of my tailors. And he told me that his mother used to always, when receive visitors in the house, and the first thing they would ask her is, do you have aged urine? Like, do you have the best wine, or instead of
Yeah.
asking for, they ask for aged urine, and she would take her most precious, like the oldest aged urine, and share with them. And they would, the old women or the women would sit in the in the balcony, or in the garden, in the patio, and put H urine in their hair and just have a chat. It was something very normal for them to do this, and it was precious and for the beauty and for the youth. And he used to observe that, and for him it was normal.
Yeah, in ancient Greece, there used to be a whole fountain of where the community would just go and pee in the fountain. And people would bathe in it because they knew its secrets. And
Yeah.
apparently that's a lost secret now in Greece. They don't have that anymore. They don't even have the fountain anymore. But the fountain used to be at, I forgot what particular area, some big spot in Greece. And you can see a little bit of relics still there. And like they have paintings of it. And it's literally all in their history. And they don't even know this.
Hence, also the little boy, the statue of the little boy peeing in the fountain.
Oh yeah, right? Yeah.
So we still have these things that reminds us of this past.
It's really all connected. So how long has it been for you on this journey, on that journey of age?
It's been almost 24 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, I am 47. I'm gonna turn 48 now.
Don't even look it.
Yes. And I started when I was 24, so it's almost like double my age now. That you know, I've been practicing it for 24 years now, and wow, for me it has been also like a before and after, like a total game changer. Since the first time I started drinking I started with the fresh urine, but immediately I also used the H urine because I read the book, The Water of Life. Yeah. 48 years. And there, John Armstrong says how powerful the H urine is, no? And he didn't recommend it for drinking, just for drinking it through the skin, absorbing it through the pores, no? Because you apply it on the skin and it's also like ingesting it. So I did that, and my very first time, wow, Devon, I was like 1 hour massaging, no? So my very first time, I had such a powerful experience that I said, okay, this is really the most powerful stuff I've ever. First of all, after 15 minutes of doing this massage, like my body had absorbed already some quantity, right? It was flowing through my bloodstream, and I felt this energy kick, like feeling like I had taken a happy pill, you know, a drug. Yeah, really, I was like, I started to be very happy and singing and dancing and continuing to do this with more joy. And so I didn't stop. I was over 1 hour doing this, and then, wow, afterwards, my body started shedding out heavy metals through my entire skin. And this was the purpose why I started with the urine therapy, because I was very contaminated inside, and my body was completely clogged with 10 years that I had been taking drugs, the painkillers for my menstruation pain. Other than that, I was always a healthy person, like not having the best diet, you know, raised on meat and dairy and all that normal stuff. But I was not someone who was, you know, indulging in party drugs or stuff like that, or alcohol or stuff like that. But the one thing I was really taking a lot were these painkillers. So after 10 years of taking it continuously, my body had a lot of these residues, and I was feeling already the effects. And a shaman, actually, or a clairvoyant, told me a week before I did this whole body rubs. He told me, I see in your aura that you need to urgently do something to cleanse your body, because it's like a time bomb that is gonna explode any moment.
I was just Yeah,
Yeah.
continue.
No, tell me.
I was about to say that in itself, it's like you know how they say in the Bible somewhere it said, "Wash the blood of Jesus on you," or something of that nature. That's literally what you're doing, and it's cleansing your aura. It's also a
Yeah.
protective shield, if you will, too, because
Yes.
it's your internal structure of water, and your internal structure is close to the quote unquote the spirit, and you're literally putting that on your body.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't believe the effect so quickly. You know, people say the most difficult thing to get rid is heavy metals in the body.
Mm.
And with just one session, 1 hour of whole body rubs with urine that was only sitting there for 4 days, I had kept it in a container for 4 days. My body was getting rid of heavy metals that I had in my system for over 10 years.
Mm.
Can you imagine? It was so powerful. And how did I know this? Because when I was taking a shower after the whole body rubs massage, and I was drying my skin, I already rinsed it with a lot of water and shampoo and soap and everything because I didn't want to be smelling.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my first time, I was really new in this. All of a sudden, I do like this, and I taste around in my lips a very strong chemical taste, like metallic taste.
Mm.
And I'm like, what is that? What? I didn't put anything. I just took a shower. And then I realized that I was tasting my entire skin. In my entire body, there was this very strong taste. And upon closer inspection and smelling it, also tasting it, I recognized it was the taste of my painkillers.
Ah.
Can you imagine, Devin?
It's interesting because same thing happened with me when I started putting it on my body. I could smell like cheese, the cheese. I could literally smell that. And there was one point where I went to this was years ago. I went into work smelling that way, and everyone's like, "Man, what did you eat?"
Wow, how powerful. I
and
was,
and Adam, he told me when he was dry brushing one time, because I know Adam puts it on himself a lot too. He was dry brushing and he could smell the cigarettes that he used to smoke back in the day. He could smell that coming out his skin.
wow. I mean, talk about something completely free, accessible to
Mm-hmm.
everyone, and so easy, also so simple, such a simple method. You just need to collect it and let it sit there. You don't need to do anything. And even only waiting 4 days becomes so powerful, and anyone can test this and see the proof for themselves with their own eyes. Oh,
Oh, Adam's in here. He said yes, it was nasty.
oh, I know. Yes, I
Yeah.
know. Oh my God. Wow, unbelievable. And talking about parasites, the first time I drank my aged urine, which was like maybe 7 years ago, I started drinking. It was out of my own intuition. I didn't read about how that it was used like that, also drinking, and also about the indigenous in Bolivia. I just later on found out that they were also drinking it and using it that way. So it was only 7 years ago, and out of my own inner heart impulses that I decided to try drinking it. And the first sip of it that I had, it was also because I was in fasting, and I had like it was an emergency, and I was calling for help because I couldn't bear the strong cravings that I had at that moment to break my fast to eat French fries. French fries, like your addiction to cheese.
Yeah.
Mine was with French
French
fries.
fries.
Yes. And I wanted to break this addiction, and I was already into raw foods and doing well. But then, parasites are really very hard to kick out. And my parasites were demanding French fries in that moment. It was, I think, the
Mm.
third day of my urine fast. I was only drinking fresh urine. So I thought to myself, okay, I'm going crazy with these thoughts of give me French fries. I was really like having an anxiety, in my head, like, oh, horrible. And I decided to, before I go out of the house to get French fries to really calm me down, I'm gonna just take a sip of my aged urine, the oldest that I had, that was several years ago, several years old. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, just took a sip, and I was ready to go out of the house. But instantly, in that instant, after taking the sip, wow, Devon, all my thoughts, my mental, anxiety, all the desires, everything vanished. It was like it completely shut down the parasites, silenced them. They were like they froze. I was totally liberated from these cravings. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, this is so powerful. I should be drinking only this from now on. Yeah.
When you look at age as well, not many people know this, but age is the second way of taking in nitric oxide. Nitric oxide can only be produced only inhaling with the nose, and UT itself has nitric oxide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how powerful age really is. That's just a buildup of nitric oxide. And there was a doctor in 1912. I need to see what book it was. But in 1912, he did his own research on it. And he said it's more pure than distilled water itself. And it's funny, we say urine itself is distilled water, right? It's
Yeah.
even more pure than that because it's structured distilled water.
Yes, yes. And the thing with aged, I have been able to observe my urine as it was aging, and it goes through stages of purification. Urine already comes very pure, filtered through the kidneys, through our whole body practically, because it's the blood that first passes through the liver, then all the what is filled, what is toxins are separated, and then it passes through the kidneys, and then it's even more structured and filtered so many times through these nephrons. And what comes out is really the ultra filtrate product of this blood's plasma.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you keep it in a container and you wait before you use it, you wait just a couple of days or maybe weeks, the longer the better, you can see the process that continues of even more purification. So it evolves sitting there in a container that is not receiving any external foreign matter like food. Like the body is also a container of this liquid plasma, of urine, of the water of life.
Mm-hmm.
But in this container, because we are eating every day, and depending on what diet also we have, this water is being constantly receiving things from outside and being polluted. And when you keep your water in an outside container, it's practically like the body going through a fast, not receiving any more external foreign matter, substances. And so it has the opportunity to evolve, to mature, to really reach to a very pure state, like the body would naturally do if you go on a long fast. So this is why aged urine then becomes so much more powerful, so much more high vibrating and really illuminated. It reaches the state of illumination. If you wait long enough, you realize that it becomes like a crystal. And this is the potential also in us. We could also become like a crystal. Our body could become a crystal body, crystal clear, crystal clean, and allow this illumination that is actually our true essence to manifest. And we could really do amazing things using this
Mm-hmm.
infinite energy that is cosmic divine energy. We could teleport, we could, all these amazing deeds that we know that some ancient, enlightened masters have could achieve. It's all really a matter of purifying the water. And when you drink this aged urine that has already reached that state where you see that it's crystal clear, crystal clean, and it's high vibrating, then you are bringing this vibration into your body, and it's really like, wow, like teaching the rest of your water, the rest of your cells to also go quickly there to this high vibration,
Yeah.
because everything is vibration, and it's a vibrational exchange, and it's reminding the rest of the cells, the body, the true essence and how to get there much quicker.
Yeah, it's, anything the body produces, it's, people need to realize it's going to be a faster communication rate versus any other external things you take in, including water itself. But with UT, that is something your body made. And by the way, it made it in the frontal lobe, not the back. Everything in the back is waste. Everything is in the front, including your
Yes.
saliva. See the glands in your eyes. That's not
Yeah.
waste. The
Yeah.
glands that is lubricating your eyes. That's not waste. Uh, the saliva itself you're producing, that is not waste. Anything frontal is literally pure. It's supposed to be in a pure state. And when you take on that, it's literally like you're taking a version of yourself in a facet state, and you're literally drinking that, and then it's going to amplify the healing process in whatever. You can literally be on your deathbed. I've heard many stories of people being on their deathbed. And there's many cancer, there's not, I don't want to say cancer, there's many UT centers around the world around that. If you want to chime into that too, we can, if you know anything about that.
Oh my God! I just know of a couple once. I knew of one in Mexico who was doing, also practicing urine therapy by injections and getting rid of
Oh,
cancer patients. Really amazing success stories. And another one, a doctor in Costa Rica, who is from the States, and I think he was banned in the States of because the medical mafia that doesn't want us us and all doctors mainly, of course, as well, to practice this. So he had to go out of the States, and in Costa Rica he established a center. Wait a moment. I think I'm confusing. I think it's not Costa Rica, but the other way around. Anyways, the thing is that he is outside of the States, and he is treating patients with the urine therapy and has tremendous success. He says it's the best. There is nothing that equals that.
When you look at in the medical field here in the U.S. and you see quote unquote blood plasma in terms of how they try to get more of it, you literally see the bag and it's yellow. What does that tell you?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
it's literally urine. It's
It's
literally
urine.
urine.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I even experimented with injections, urine injections. And my first time experimenting with it, I used aged urine. So imagine that going straight into the bloodstream by injection was really, really powerful. And why I chose that, the injection method, because I was having a very acute infection in my leg that was quickly spreading to the other leg and like really getting through my entire body. At that time, my diet was very bad. I was still practicing the urine therapy, but even though I was, practicing drinking practically all my fresh urine all day, because my diet was not really at the same level, I still had impurities in my body. So I had this infection that got worse and worse, and I was kind of trying and helping with the urine therapy, but I was not using the H urine. And so I decided, okay, this is the case to experiment with injections because I really need a quick fix now. I really need the best support that I can have. And this was also before I knew about the drinking it, you know. So I
Okay.
had read about the injections, and I thought, okay, one day I want to also experiment with that. So I took an injection of 5 ml, quite a large dose, and in my buttocks, no?
Yeah.
And within 2 hours, wow, the infection was gone.
Like you could literally see it gradually just.
It was amazing. It was like a really, really a very acute state of my body that any, you know, if any doctor would have seen this, would have put me immediately in antibiotics, and maybe it would have taken me at least 2 weeks to recover, you know, with this conventional method, because my leg was already swollen, double its size. And I couldn't move. I was so in pain that I couldn't even move. And that is also why I decided to go for the injection, because I couldn't do my whole body wraps with H urine or put, you know, I couldn't take care of myself. So I decided, okay, somebody helped me. I had somebody in the house who knew how to put injections. And I said, please just do that. And that's my last solution, you know. And yeah, I was my own, how do you say, guinea pig, because I never had tried this before. And wow, the result was within half an hour, my leg, the swelling went completely down. And then 1 more hour, I went through a very strong detox reaction. I had very high fever and extreme headaches profusely, they lasted only for 1 hour. And after this 1 hour, my body sweat like profusely, the whole body. And then I was completely cured. I couldn't believe it. I was like a whole new person. I had no pain. I could walk. I could just like, wow, the whole infection vanished in 2 hours. Isn't it amazing? That's really a record time. That's something I wouldn't have thought of.
The U.S. is the only the only country, I believe, that has in their doctorate, when you become a doctor, that you're not allowed to practice UT. That's why, yeah, that's why that doctor got kicked out, most likely. It's the only country out of the whole world that has it in there.
Wow, that's so crazy. You see how they know? They know that this exists. They know that this, as soon as you just give it a try, you see without, you know, beyond a doubt that this works, because you can experience that. And doctors, they would realize this is much more powerful than any other method they have used before, and really healing people, because the other method, the conventional medicine, doesn't heal. They just cover symptoms and mask the symptoms. So they know, the powers that be know this. That's why they put it right away. They forbid this. It's crazy. And they are the ones collecting the urine, you know, behind the behind doors. They are collecting.
Oh yeah, the sewage, and then they put it, and then they put it in makeup. Like literally, it says urea. Hello.
Yeah, exactly. And so many pills and medicine is derived from human urine or animal urine, and it's in there as well. So many amazing compounds that they use now for treating effectively the treatment of tumors, and so many, menopause. Yeah, it's amazing. But it's so great. It's so great that we, you know, are that this ancient knowledge is still here. And I mean, it cannot go away, because it works. It works, and people see this, and now it's so great to connect with, like we're doing now. So talking about it and sharing it, so more people can listen to this, and yeah, and start just doing their own experiences as well. You know, that's how we both started, and that is what brought us further, because the guidance is also there in your own experience. It's so simple. You just need to give it a try. You will be positively surprised.
Yeah, and the breath work just amplifies everything. The one time, I'll never forget this. I didn't have any clients for the day, and I normally, whenever anything I drink wise, I start at 11, because the body does the most detoxing from like 5 to 11 anyway. So I drank a couple gulps of age, and then I went into like a 6-hour breathwork session. It was one of the most vivid experiences I've ever
Wow.
had.
Wow, that's amazing. You know what I have experienced when I started drinking my aged urine, and especially also drinking through the skin and doing it on a regular basis, coupled with also having a very pure natural diet, like
Mm.
not taking any exceptions anymore, not going back to cooked foods, just staying on the raw vegan path and eating very little every day. I started feeling the oxygenation in my body. It was like, oh my God, like my whole cells were breathing. It was not, the breathing was not just happening through my nose, but
Mm-hmm.
throughout my entire body. Like my pores were breathing, everything was open, and it's been going on like that since so many years now, that you know, when I started drinking, when I started really going deep with, and also with the enemas. I use
Mm.
H urine to, yeah, I use it in enemas, and I try to hold it for as long as possible in my intestines. And I also, if I wait for like an hour, it gets absorbed. It is reabsorbed through the intestinal walls, and it goes, I can feel how it really goes to the rest of my body. It starts circulating through my body, and this is the moment where I all of a sudden have also this oxygenation, like, oh my God, like I have injected myself with liquid oxygen. It
Mm-hmm.
feels like that. It's amazing. So it's like the breathing exercises are naturally you know, activated. My breathing changes automatically. I don't need to do it, you know, I don't need to
Exactly.
force it.
That's what I was telling. I was saying that another way to produce nitric oxide is actually through urine. And when you're in the womb, what are you taking in? You're taking in the urine and recycling it, recycling it, recycling it, recycling it.
Exactly. That is the liquid oxygen that you
Mm-hmm.
are breathing in through the nose, through the mouth. It goes into your lungs. It actually helps to your lungs to develop completely. All your organs develop thanks to this amniotic fluid that you are swimming in it. It's the first thing you breathe in is this
Mm-hmm.
liquid, is this water of life. Yes, it's
Yeah. So
amazing.
everyone on planet Earth have technically done it for 9 months in the womb. So
Exactly.
it shouldn't be a quote unquote crazy thing to do, because if it is crazy, then you know that's how powerful society has molded onto you, and you need to break that. You can break that. I don't say you need to, but you can break that.
Exactly, exactly. And you will remember, because, yes, as you say, we've all come to this life already practicing the urine therapy for 9 months. And when we start practicing it outside of the womb, it helps us remember. We totally remember. It's something very known to us, very natural, the most natural thing, because this is how we
Mhm.
are come to life, you know. And we also remember the time that we spent in the womb, where we were totally pure and totally connected with the divine, with our divine purpose also. why we have come into this earth. It was all very present, so it helped us return into that consciousness. It helps us to return to remember our purpose in life, and really it enlightens us. It's unbelievable. I've
It,
been having
it, it
conversations with my soul thanks to using urine.
it's literally, you know how they say time is quote unquote a man-made concept and there's only the now, quote unquote. Well, when you do the age, it's like you're connecting to the point where you were in the womb, and
Yeah,
back to quote unquote source energy, back to quote unquote source is feeding you into the realm of reality. So you're literally latching that energy cord that's been detached by society means of, because that's all society does. It tries to denature you by any means necessary.
yeah,
And it's just like cutting off the cord too early instead of allowing that blood to come out and into the baby, all those stem cells.
yeah. You are bombarded with one shock after another, trauma since the birth, that you start forgetting. You start just uh, yeah, the brainwashing starts as well, and then it really takes a very strong spirit, strong connection to maintain this awareness. But it's still there. It's always there. So it's just a matter of returning back to purity, returning back to a pure state. I see that really the key is to purify the vessel, the body, and then it's all there.
Mm-hmm.
You get rid of all the layers of clog, of mucus, and along with that also go the traumas, the emotional wounds. Everything heals, and then you reach to this perfect state where you are just one with the universe, one with source, and you are reminded of everything. All the knowledge is
All
there.
of it is there. In terms
Yeah,
of how do you feel when people say uh, urine isn't good because you're recycling quote unquote emotions?
I. It's funny, people people say this because they haven't even tried it. So these
Mm-hmm.
are just assumptions. It just
So
takes the real experience, your practice to really know. And I
and
think
some
people.
more self love.
Exactly. It takes real self-love to taste you, to see the value in your own water instead of discharging it like something nasty, or that old
Yeah, because
emotions or whatever you.
it's literally your blood, and that's just saying even more affirmations to your body itself. Like, oh, this is how he really feels, or this is how she really feels about us. Oh man, why? Why?
Exactly. Yeah. To me, my doing the urine therapy, practicing it, helped me to really appreciate me even more, love me even more. And this is really an act of self-love, the highest act of self-love, I would say. And it is love. This water, to me, I don't understand this, what um, what that person means by recycling old emotions,
Yeah.
because the water is love, is the highest emotion or feeling possible. That the water of life is vibrating in divine love. That is the vibration that it has. And if that person or anyone just gives it a try, they will know, they will experience this. It's funny that people talk about urine therapy without even having tried it.
Mm-hmm.
It would be much
Yeah,
more
but
waxer and humble to
and
say, I don't know.
they're more quick to try out ayahuasca or DMT and all these other stuff when it's really
Yeah,
all inside you. Because even when you look at age itself and you drink it, I had one client do it, and she ended up throwing up some really toxic stuff because it really was cleansing her. Same thing, ayahuasca does that, but there's no drawback when it comes to age because you're not really losing anything. You know,
Exactly.
it's your own internal process. It's not where the body has to see a foreign entity that comes inside, and it says, "Oh man, all right, we have to do more, even more work to utilize whatever's coming inside of us."
Yeah, you're not putting anything foreign into your holy temple that should be only for your own soul. And urine is your own soul in liquid form. You are you just you have everything there. You just need to reconnect with your own soul. And aged urine is 100% um, your body can identify it 100% because it comes from the body, it is the body. So I mean, nothing beats that.
Nothing beats it. Nope, nope,
Yeah,
nope.
it's you. How could you discard it as something other than wonderful? Because you are wonderful. You gotta love yourself and appreciate yourself and see how amazing, magical you are. Your body
Exactly.
produces it.
And when it comes to age, or UT in general, or Shivambu in general, you know, no one else has quote unquote messed or touched your own water. You know, if you're getting external water like coconut water or a coconut itself and someone has to come bring it to you, they touched it. Their energetic imprint is on it. So that's recycling emotions in itself. You're recycling even
Exactly.
more emotions when someone else is handing you something in that aspect. You're recycling less emotions if there is any quote unquote emotion stored in the age. But that's even a great time to even put affirmations into the age. Like you were saying, crystals, you know, we look at external crystals to have all these wonderful, magical stuff. But, you know, we ourselves, we're literally made up of everything in the universe. And I always do this. There's a video on me where I'm creating smoke. You know, you don't have to smoke. You can literally create your own smoke and puff out smoke if you want to. You know, you're literally made up of everything in the universe. That's how
Wow.
powerful we really are.
Yeah, exactly. And talking about emotions, the first time I drank my very first glass of urine, and back then my body was not pure in any way. I was, I didn't know about the ideal diet, lifestyle. I was, yeah, very young and didn't know much. But this glass of urine that I drank, in talking about emotions, actually what it did was completely balance my emotions. It brought my emotions to a very balanced state. Like, wow, I could meditate so much better. I had the most amazing calm afterwards. I was like in total peace. I was like, wow, what did I do? Like no emotion, no up and down anymore.
Hmm.
It was all like totally like in absolute bliss. So this is what it does in terms of emotions. I don't know what what they mean by recycling emotions. In terms of emotions, it is the best to balance the emotional body. That's
Hmm.
what I can tell.
Because even when you look at age, right? You look at that type of water, and even when you look at quote unquote distilled water, it's no quote unquote balance in motion, or I guess energy in motion. There's no motion there. I guess that's why it's pure in that sense. But when you look at age is technically distilled water too. It's even more pure than distilled water. But when you have the age sitting there, what is it embodying? It's embodying stillness. It's
Mm-hmm.
embodying communication while being still. And all those cells are just communicating and just focusing on each other, even at a faster rate. The body isn't moving up and down and going anywhere, because the body is technically whatever you put in the bottle, and you just have it sit there, and it's replicating a human body in your essence, your body, as a still being. And then you're taking that and drinking it in, and then you become that quote unquote still being in terms of the feeling wise.
Exactly. This is really the feeling that I get. I drink the more I drink, once I drank a full glass of aged urine, and it was immediately like, oh my God. I was like floating. I felt like I need to close my eyes and just sit and just be quiet, because this is like being in heaven. I felt like total stillness, like you say, total equanimity, like wow, like returning back to zero state, to
Mm-hmm.
total zen state, to total yeah, where nothing is needed, like you are everything, you feel whole, complete, you feel like everything, you feel one with everything, with yourself and with everything, because as you say, this water has already reached that state of illumination, of high vibration, and then putting it inside of your body brings you also the same frequency, the same vibration.
Mm. So we have
It's
some.
just, you need to try it. You need to try. You cannot talk about it.
Yeah,
Most people cannot talk
you
about it
really got to
without
try
having
it.
tried it. Yeah.
We have some
And
questions here.
yeah, and basically, when people don't want to try it, it's because they feel disgusted of themselves, of their own water, of the,
Now
you
that's
know,
some internal work they need to do themselves as well. That goes to show you.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
Exactly.
someone says how to deal with people around you if they see it.
If they see that you are drinking it, or what do
I
you
I I guess, or they find out, I guess, about it.
Aha. Well, I have never tried to hide it from people. I've been always open to share. And from my experience, I think the best is to just focus on sharing your experience.
Mm-hmm.
That way,
It's more
you are not,
authentic.
it's
It's
authentic. You're
yeah.
not trying to say this is the truth, you're just sharing what you have experienced with it. And then what can people do? They just, yeah, it's your experience. No one can tell you your experience is wrong or is not valid.
Exactly.
And
All right.
that's what I do.
All right. Someone asks, how much age do you drink daily? I have many bottles of age for 2 years, but the taste is quite intense. Me personally, I'll take like a few gulps. I don't drink as much as I used to anymore. I don't need to. Um, but that's just me, and I do a lot of breath work too, so that helps. But what about you, Monica?
Yeah, I would say start with just a little bit, just listen to your own inner impulses and go at your own rhythm. I started with just one little sip, and then I took it like a tonic every day, like a spoon, like a little sip. And then the more I started seeing the results, the effects, I
I'm gonna
was
gulp it some
inspired.
more.
Yeah, I was inspired to take more. And I was curious also to see, is there maybe a maximum dose? Like, can I overdose on this?
I don't think there is. No,
No,
I
no,
don't think
no,
there is.
no, no,
No.
no. I heard of a friend of mine, a lady who drank. She was forced to drink all of the H urine that she had, like 4 liters in her basement, because she had to move to another place, and his husband didn't want to carry these containers of H urine with him.
Yeah.
So he said, "You need to throw it out. I'm not gonna take this with me place." So she decided, okay, no way, I'm gonna throw it out. So I'm gonna drink it. And she told me, Monica, wow, I drank these 4 liters, like in the course of 3 days. I drank the 4 liters,
Mm.
and it was impressive. Like, even my whole skin changed just by drinking it. I feel like it totally cleared my organs, my liver, and the liver is connected to the skin.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It immediately, my skin was like I had a facelift. Like, my entire body was I felt so vibrant. I felt like electrified, like amazing. So there is no way of overdosing on it. And just start, as much as you can. And I sometimes I have the impulse to take several gulps, and I may almost gulp one full glass. It's of
Hmm.
course very strong, the taste, but
Yeah,
you get used to it. I mean, you have already drunk so many strong things before that you got used
exactly.
to, like liquors, even wine, even beer is difficult
Hmm.
in the beginning, and you're
Or
in
your
my age.
bitters, if you're like a herbalist or whatever, your
Exactly,
bitters. It's,
exactly.
that's what, when I look at age and I look at tea, I'm like, oh, that's literally what tea is trying to emulate, the bitters,
Yeah,
because we actually do need bitters in our palates, at least for
yeah.
cleansing wise and things of that nature.
Yeah, and if your diet is very neutral, very, very natural, and also neutral in taste, like if you don't use any salt, any spices, and you go on a just fruit diet, for example, for a couple of days, and you collect that urine that is coming out very clear, tasteless, totally tasteless. Also, you drink a lot of distilled water, for it to come out very clear, and you age that urine, then it will have also no taste at all when it's
Hmm.
several months old, and then you can drink that, and it's very easy to drink.
Beautiful. All right, we have like 5 more minutes left. Do you want to share any uh, different methods of using it? Have you experimented with? For me personally, I use a Myron glass sometimes, and I put it out in the sun. Because the Myron glass, it only takes 30 minutes to absorb the sun's rays, and it's a black violet glass. And in ancient Egypt, it's also known as, they called it the violet flame
Ah,
meditation, or the violet flame in terms of alchemy. And when you put it in the sun, it literally looks like purple. And I put some age in there as well. I have it out in the sun, let it warm up a little bit, and then I would drink some of it. It's really, 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 really different in that sense. And I also put like a tensor ring on the bottom to amplify the spin cycle a lot.
oh, wow. That's interesting. Thanks for sharing. I didn't know about that. Yes, I also do like whatever is good to purify or enhance the energy in your liquids, you can use for your urine. And the natural elements are for me the best, but for free. Everything that is free, that is the good, is for free and in abundance. So I just put my urine out in the sun. I open it, I let the rays come touch it directly. I just make sure that no insects get in, because the insects also know
Oh,
the
they know.
amazing powers in. Yes.
They know.
They're literally the butterflies. I have seen butterflies going to drink it, and also
Ah.
bees. Yes, so beautiful butterflies. And bees also know this. And of course, flies, and that's
Oh yeah, the flies.
you don't want the flies to get in there, because they will lay their eggs, because it's amniotic fluid is
Mm.
the best environments to give birth to babies.
Yep.
To nurture babies. But
You're
that
like,
if
oh, I
that
can have my
happens,
baby here.
yes, exactly. But if that happens, don't worry, because it happened to me many times that I saw all of a sudden little white worms moving, swimming in my age
Ah.
urine. And what you do, I mean, these are babies, little babies, they don't do anything. They are just the innocent new beings, and that have only come from urine. So don't worry, it's not infected or something, it's not
Yeah.
contaminated.
Just get a spoon and pour it out.
Yeah, I just filter it through a cloth, and I used it the same way. You don't need to discard that urine, you can keep on using it. And I have drank it, I have used it like any other urine, and it has had the same wonderful
I,
effects.
I want to remind people that, the doctor in 1912, when he did his own extensive research, he literally said it's more pure than distilled water itself.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
keep that in mind.
I totally believe it. I totally see it, because it continues its purification process, and anyone can see. And whatever, it starts separating the impurities, and whatever is not supposed to be in there will sink to the bottom
Hmm.
or to the extremities of the container, leaving in the middle part very crystal clear. You can see that. So what I do is, when these things are separated, some things go and float to the top, others go at the side of the vase, you know, and like crystals, different things can appear there depending on what impurities are in the body. So each person will see different things. And what I do after this process is filtering, passing the urine, the H urine, through a cloth, and then the result is a very crystal clear urine, and that's what I use. But you don't need to worry even if you are using the sediments or these impurities, because they are already separated. They are not harmful.
Right.
Before I didn't know about these techniques. I just developed them over time, you know. So I was using all of the urine, all of the H urine. I was not separating or filtering or doing anything. And I was still having the results. And I never had any negative experience using also these residues. Like the body can get rid of that very quickly, very easily.
By pooping it out.
Literally.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just do that. I put them in the sun and also let it breathe. Of course, the air element is very important. And so I keep my containers open, just covered with a cloth, so it can breathe, and it protects them from the insects or dust from getting in.
And I wanna also say, because I get asked this a lot, do I put it in the fridge to keep it fresh? I'm like, no, it's supposed to be room temperature, just like your body.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Treat it like your body. It is your body. Your body is water. That is what makes your body. And
70% or more, actually.
Exactly. More. I would say the entire body is liquids, you know. And just treat it like that, and whatever is good for your body will be good for your urine. Air is great for your body. The natural elements, contact with earth as well. If you put it in a ceramic pot or even glass also comes from the earth. Even plastic is a product of the petroleum.
Petroleum, yeah.
Also coming from the earth. So whatever, you know, container it is in, it should be something natural as possible. And then contact with the natural elements, and also cold. You know, the Wim Hof method of getting ice water. This is also great for H urine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sometimes I let it out during the winter times, and it gets frozen. And I see the most purification when this happens, like when it defreezes, and it's like a crystal. The sediments have really come down in the bottom and are like really pressed together, and like the separation is much more clear, and the urine is amazingly clear. So all of these things you can do.
Well, I thank you for coming on here, sister. Thank you for sharing the time. Thank you for sharing the breath, everybody, for coming on here. And maybe we might do this again and talk even deeper in other things.
Yeah, we should. I think we need more time.
It's over that time limit. All right. Thank you, everyone. Peace.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So it's 2 weeks later after I had a session with Devon, the airbender. Shout out to Devon. Was Facebook friends with him for a while, and I decided to up my game. Been doing various types of yoga for the past 10 years, and after a car crash 4 years ago, I've been just working on my nervous system and just my compounded PTSD. Booked an hour-long session with him and was really happy with the results. Afterwards, he told me, you know, the technique that he gave me, the particular techniques, the main one. So I've been using every couple of hours, sometimes every hour, for the past 2 weeks, and my whole world has accelerated. I'm so much happier, so much more balanced, and yeah, just the power of the breath, accompanied with mudras and locks, so powerful.